Sure, I can do that.
Please do. Okay. Yeah.
What is that sort of? Don't sound like normal. I don't know what this is. Is it the prelude? Start now.
Is it 10?
It's a minute, so. Yeah, we can wait. No.
Wait.
You're scared of everybody.
Said we were up here for the holiday. Jane and I were having solstice. Now we need a place to stay. And the Christ living on watched his wife and Mary on a tree. He watched his son hang candy canes all wreathed with red dye number 3. He told his niece it's Christmas Eve. I know that life is not just style. She said Christmas is like solstice and we miss you and it's been a while. So the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith and common ground, not just that they were able. Just before the meal was served, hands were held and prayers were said, sending hope for peace on earth to all their gods and God their sake. The food was great, the treat right in the meal had gone without a hitch. Till Timmy turned to Emma and said, is it true that you're a witch? His mom jumped up and said the pies are burning, and she hit the kitchen, and it was Jane who spoke. She said it's true, cousin's not a Christian. Lord, we love trees, we love the snow, the friends we have, the world we share, and we find magic from your God, and we find magic everywhere. So the Christians and the pagans sing together at the table, finding faith and common ground, all best that they were living. Where does magic come from? I think magic's in the learning, 'cause now the Christians and we're pagans, only pumpkin pies are burning. When Amber tried to do the dishes, her aunt said, really no, don't bother. Amber's uncle saw how Amber looked like him and like her father. He thought about his brother, how they hadn't spoken in a year. He thought he'd call him up and say it's Christmas and your daughter's here. He thought of fathers, sons and brothers, saw his own son talk his speech, saying, can I be a pagan? Dad said, we'll discuss it when they leave. So the Christians and the pagans stay together at the table, finding faith and common ground, all best that they were ready. Lighting trees in darkness, learning new ways from the old, and making sense of history and drawing warmth out of the cold.
Good morning. Welcome to Auburn Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, located on occupied ancestral land of the Muscogee Creek Nation and housed in a building constructed by 3 formerly enslaved African Americans. My name is Aisha Alam, and I am a member of the team that is leading the Mission and the Vision service today. Whether it's your first time with us or your 100th time, we hope that you'll find here questions that stretch you, people who befriend you, and liberal religious values that challenge you to join us in living boldly, living justly, and welcoming radically. On behalf of the members of the fellowship, I extend a special welcome to all visitors who are joining us for the first time, and to those of you who still feel like visitors. If you have not already done so, please fill out a digital visitor card by visiting auuf.org/visitor so that we may welcome you. You may also contact our minister, Reverend Chris Rothbauer, at minister@auuf.org with any questions or concerns that you may have. Let us move into the service, willing to be authentic with one another, honest within ourselves, and open to connection in all of its forms. Our opening words today are from Kalidas. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day.
Oh, come together in truth. Oh, come together in peace. Oh, come together in joy and sharing. Come together in knowing and caring. Come together, oh, come together, oh, come together in love. We come together in search of new beginnings for all, where understanding and trust surround us, from the hate and the fear that bound us. Come together, oh, come together, oh, come together in love.
As we move into our service this morning to discuss the mission and vision for Auburn Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, we light our chalice with these words from Judith L. Quarles. At this hour, in small towns and big cities, in single rooms and ornate sanctuaries, many of our sibling Unitarian Universalist congregations are also lighting a flaming chalice. As we light our chalice today, let us remember that we are part of a great community of faith. May this dancing flame inspire us to fill our lives with the Unitarian Universalist ideals of love, justice, and truth. As is our tradition, we also light a candle in solidarity with those families and individuals separated and suffering at our southern border. We light our peace candle this week for the Yemeni Civil War, an ongoing civil war that began in late 2014, mainly between the Yemeni government and the Houthi armed movement, along with their supporters and allies. Both claim to constitute the official government of Yemen. The civil war began in September 2014 when the Houthi forces took over the capital city, Sana'a, which was followed by a rapid Houthi takeover of the government. At least 377,000 people have been killed in fighting in Yemen since 2014. In 2022, 6,828 were killed in fighting. 833 people have already been killed in 2023. One of the ways that we proclaim the warmth and caring of our community is by sharing our joys, concerns, and milestones. If you're joining us virtually, we invite you to type your joy, concern, or milestone into the YouTube chat box during the music for meditation. We invite those in person to, one at a time, drop a pebble into our communal bowl during the music for meditation. Spoken joys and concerns will be heard following the music. If you have a spoken joy, concern, or milestone, I invite you to come forward one at a time and briefly share it into the microphone.
Yesterday was the big event, and Auburn University sent me a team of 10 college kids to help me do yard work. The place looks awesome. I'm so happy with it.
So Connie's doing really well after her foot surgery. She's recovering at home. But what she really needs is people, stopping by, checking on her, people she can talk to, and maybe some meals brought, if you can.
My name is Marcia Rossi. This is a joy to be back here with you all today after my brain surgery and my husband's heart surgery. So we're both still recovering and very happy to be here.
May all the joys, concerns, and milestones of this community, those spoken aloud and those held in silence, be received into the care and concern of all present. Our movement for all ages today is led by our coordinator for religious exploration, Angela Farmer. Angela will share the rules that make the game by Laura Vogel. All the children can come forward.
That is perfect. Look 2. You want to come up here? Come up here. No, we're not sitting this time. No, this is an activity. Come on. Ooh, come on. All right. We have a goal together today. The goal is quite simple. Get this balloon to the table at the front of the church. That's all. Ready? Go.
There's a catch to this, isn't there?
Well done, but I forgot to tell you.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Bring the balloon back. I forgot to tell you that all 5 of you have to touch the balloon at least once. We're UUs.
I did not.
We're UUs after all, and we like maximum participation. And you gotta make sure everyone from every age group is included, because we are also very inclusive. And go.
Here we go.
I forgot to tell you. Oh, you can't touch it with your hands.
What? Because I use the basket. We have to use a pen or something, don't we?
Well done. Look at that.
Wow. It works.
Well done. What? Okay, I think I made 1 point. Come on back down. Come on, we can't achieve a goal if we don't know all of the objectives, right? Have you ever tried to play a game when you didn't have the instructions? Or how about when one person suddenly decides to make up a new rule, or just not follow the rules that you already agreed on?
There's something over here.
Okay, we'll take care of it. Only when we all agree on our objectives and how to get to those objectives is a game even fun. Only then does the game allow for inclusion and equal participation, right?
Yeah.
Even if you're playing a cooperative game where everybody's working together and it's not competitive, everybody needs to work together to win together, and there are still guidelines and boundaries. Think about our congregational lives as a playful, cooperative game. What helps us know and understand the goals and expectations, the boundaries of that game. The grounds are going to be talking about all of that today. We have a goal to live out our mission as best as we can. But we have to decide not only what that mission is, but how we're going to get there. It would be super easy to just let one person take the balloon and take it to the front. But what's the fun of that? So we have guidelines and agreements about how we will interact together. This agreement helps us work towards the success of our mission. Look at our mission and our vision as agreements that help us play our game in a way that is fun and fair for everyone. Let's try the balloon game again with these simple guidelines. We're going to get the balloon from the kitchen door to the RE building without carrying it, without it touching the ground, and with maximum participation. Ready?
Wait, I need to put...
And avoiding the, well, we'll start at the kitchen door. Yeah, I did not think of starting here.
It's like keepy uppy,
If you'd like to sing them out.
bouncing.
Carry it up there. Maximum participation.
As you go your way in peace. As you go your way in peace.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
My name is Carter DeShazo, and I'm doing the Canvas Moment this morning. I have been a member here for about 5 years. It actually kind of blows my mind. I guess time flies when you're having fun. I know the theme this year for our Canvas is Imagine, but in my hopefully relatively brief Canvas moment, I want to talk to you about reach. When I came to this place, it is because I was reaching for community, like-mindedness, and reminders that I was not the only person who held values that I held dear to me after the election of 45 in 2016. Thankfully, AUUF had wide open arms. With the theme Imagine, I think we are being asked to reach for our imagined goals and not just expect them to passively come to us. What I imagine is a thriving AUUF, being around for all of those who need to reach for it just as I did. Make no mistake, AUUF is not in threat of going anywhere. It has certainly subsisted on less. But what I imagine is more than subsisting. I imagine it thriving. In order to do that, we have to reach out to each other. That's what I'm doing as a canvasser and our other canvassers are doing. That's what I'm doing up here at this moment. We have to reach into our finances to give. And then we have to reach out to others outside of these walls. The new campus ministry program that Chris and Zach have been working on is a really great example of that. We need to be visible to people who share our values so that they know we exist, and so we can invite them in and ask them to share our values and goals with us. For example, I lived across the street in that little house when I was in college. My brother was even married here, and I did attend, but I had no idea what this place stood for until many years later. It is an ugly reality that money makes the world turn. But to quote a song by Barrett Strong that was popularized by the Beatles, money don't get everything, it's true, but what it don't get, I can't use. And it takes funds to have programs, outreach, and to meet the goals that we imagine together for this place. The larger UUA suggests that if everyone in a congregation gave 5% of their salary, we could reach our goals, whatever those were. So we are trying to reach that goal. In evangelical communities, 10% tithing is taken very seriously and is very commonplace. Now, we know that UUs are generous and often give to other organizations outside of these walls. But what we're asking is let's make AUUF a priority and not just a place for our leftovers. I was going to say in conclusion, I upped my pledge, so up yours, but Jerry beat me to it last week. So in conclusion, I just ask that you reach into your hearts and give as generously as you can to fund our spiritual home and help us reach for the stars. Thank you.
Thank you, Carter. Just as our chalice flame cannot burn without oil, the AUUF cannot survive or thrive without the financial as well as personal support of its members and friends. The oil that keeps the flame of this liberal religious faith alive and fuels the shared mission and ministry of this fellowship. Let us now give freely and generously an offering to sustain and strengthen our shared religious community, a community of memory, hope, faith, and love. For we are now the keepers of its flame that burns for justice, its dream of beloved community, its vision of a world made whole. To make a donation online via PayPal, please visit auuf.org/donate. Please indicate in the notes whether your donation is for your pledge or the offering. If you are writing a check, please make your check payable to AUUF with a note on the memo line about whether it is for the offering or your pledge, and drop it in the offering bowl, or mail it to P.O. Box 669, Auburn, Alabama 36831. The offering will now be gratefully received.
Confusion is my middle name.
Can y'all hear me? Yeah. The Committee on Ministry has been working with some other AUF members and have crafted new mission and vision statements for the AUF based upon your input. In this service, we will be sharing our new proposed statements with you and a little about the process that got us to this point. We now present our skit, How Many UUs Does It Take to Make a New Mission and Vision Statement? We hope you find it interesting and enjoyable.
Okay, so setting our scene, it's the not too distant future, and it's a typical service, and it's post-service during coffee hour.
Hello. Hi. You must be new here. By the way, I'm domestic.
Hi, yes, this is our first time coming. I'm Aisha, and this is my partner, Jan. Hey. Sorry, don't mind her. She's a bit shy. I practically had to drag her.
Oh, that's okay. What brought you here?
Well, we're new to the area, and we're looking to connect to a community. We heard through the grapevine that your church is a pretty welcoming place for people of all kinds.
Yeah, that's right. The very first part of our new mission statement states that we are a welcoming and caring community. You have come to the right place. A lot of us came here searching for a community.
That's exactly what brought my family here. I'm Chris, by the way.
Hi, I'm Aisha. This is Jan. Sorry, guys, not professional. So what kept you coming here, Chris?
Well, I really like what we call religious exploration, or RE. We have different offerings for all ages, from children through adults.
Isn't that just like Sunday school? I mean, I don't really like religious indoctrination. It reminds me too much of my church when I was growing up.
Well, a lot of us feel that way. I like how our new mission statement puts it. We challenge the mind and nurture the spirit. No dogma here. In RE, we all encounter new ideas, explore different faiths, and challenge one another to figure out for ourselves what we believe to be true.
But also, we help each other make sense of the big questions in life. That is the nurturing part. We walk our spiritual paths together with loving encouragement.
I love that. That sounds great and all, but I'm really comfortable with what I believe. I'm much more interested in making a change. You know, there's so much wrong with the world, like attacks on trans rights and the world climate disaster.
We do that here too. Lots of folks here are really involved in the community. And we even have a social action committee. After all, a big part of our mission is to transform the world. We have a strong sense of justice, and we try to bring it to the local community and beyond.
Wow, this place really is unique.
Hey there, I'm Marsha. This is my first time here.
Us too. I'm Jan, and this is my partner, Aisha.
Nice to meet you. It's really nice to find a community so committed to justice.
Yes, like our new vision statement says, we aspire to build a just community within and beyond our walls.
Yeah, I'm really thinking of joining the social action committee.
That's great. Speaking of the vision statement, I saw it on the website, and it's one of the things that brought me through the door. I like this part so much I wrote it down because I wanted to ask about it. Quote, we strive to honor the one and the many, welcome a diversity of thoughts, beliefs, passions, and identities, speak without fear, and listen with open hearts, share our burdens and joys, celebrate life and life's passages, and sustain the interconnected web of existence. That's so poetic. How did you come up with it?
A lot of that was adapted from our old mission statement. It felt more aspirational, something we're always working towards. I think it really defines what it means to be part of a loving community, and it's no easy feat. I also like how it reminds us that we're part of everything, especially the environment. I think it's crucial that we work toward a sustainable world for everyone.
I especially like that part too. So, did you help write it?
Well, if you really want to know, you might have to ask, how many UUs does it take to write a mission statement?
Thanks everybody for being here. We've done a lot of work to get our mission and vision statements ready for a congregational vote. I thought we might begin by reviewing what we've done and how we got here. This process started last year. The Committee on Ministry spent a month or two educating itself on what mission and vision statements are, as well as how to review prior statements and work with the congregation to develop new statements. Then we held different services and second-hour programs. We solicited input from the congregation on perceived congregational values and identity, and we analyzed all the data, which was a lot of work. This year, we added additional AUF members to our mission and vision team to assist. Tim, can you please share our last phase you went through in February?
Sure. So, we had a few versions of the mission and vision statement submitted. After the second-hour program we had on February 26th, we got additional feedback on some of the wording and revised them from there. Now, we are doing one final check before we present them to the congregation. Chris, do you mind reading the mission statement we have come up with?
Sure, I can do that. Auburn Unitarian Universalist Fellowship is a welcoming and caring community dedicated to challenging the mind, nurturing the spirit, and transforming the world through the pursuit of truth, love, and justice. Should we take a minute and review how we came up with that?
Okay, so in the second-hour program in February, quite a few folks wanted to change the words nurturing the mind to challenging the mind.
Oh, remind me, why was that?
Well, there were a few reasons. One was that this congregation has always valued intellectual stimulation, and this statement emphasizes the important role of religious exploration, which we highly value.
Also, we have never wanted to indoctrinate people, but want them to seek their own knowledge and path to meaning and truth.
So is everybody good with that revision? Okay, let's talk about welcoming and caring. What do we feel about both of these words?
Well, this congregation has always had a strong commitment to being a loving and caring community, and our data bore that out.
Okay, so great. A caring community is definitely in. Also, what about welcoming? What do we mean by welcoming? Do we really need both words?
We mean that we are open to a diversity of individuals, regardless of race, gender, sexuality. In fact, our congregation has been officially designated as a welcoming congregation by the UUA because of our efforts in that regard.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that part. Well, I think that's really important to highlight, don't you all?
Okay, moving on. What about justice? Do we feel that all forms of justice that were identified by the congregation as important, including social action, are incorporated into this statement?
Yes, because economic, environmental, and social justice are all forms of justice, so I don't think we need to spell out each form.
And we have transformed the world, which shows our commitment to the social action.
Okay, good. So regarding the vision statement, we had a lot of discussion about incorporating issues of the climate crisis and environmental stewardship, as well as working for justice and a better, more peaceful world. But we also wanted to incorporate language from the earlier mission statement that many members have a strong connection with.
So, our final proposed vision statement is Auburn Unitarian Universalist Fellowship aspires to build a just community within and beyond our walls. We strive to honor the one and the many, welcome a diversity of thoughts, beliefs, passions, and identities, speak without fear and listen with open hearts, share our burdens and joys, celebrate life and life's passages, and sustain the interconnected web of existence.
Does everybody think that we accomplished our goal?
Well, I really like the fact that we included that first statement of building a just community within our and beyond our walls. I think it's really bold, forward-looking statement for our vision for the future, and it sums it up concisely.
And I really like the part from the old mission statement about what we try to do when we were together as a community. We honor the one and the many, and so on.
And I really, really like the language of sustaining the interconnected web of existence. I think it speaks to our environmental crisis and the need we all have to help. And it highlights the fact that we have a green sanctuary designation from the UUA. And if you read both the mission and vision statements together, they really show who we are and who we want to be.
Great. Well, it sounds like we're ready to go on this. Next, we'll be sharing these statements with the congregation soon, and we'll be having an official congregational vote at our annual business meeting. So I think we're in a great position.
Back to coffee hour.
But the short version of it is that we had a whole group of us and we used ideas and feedback from our members and friends in an interactive process. It really was a collaborative effort by a dedicated group of folks.
Wow, I can really see that you all are a dedicated and thoughtful group. I just love that. I can tell you all care a lot about who you are and where you're going as a fellowship. I'll definitely be coming back. And coffee is great.
And scene.
Now we have a few announcements. If you are not signed up for our email list, please make sure to do so to receive updates about ways to connect. You can find information on signing up at our website, auuf.org/subscribe. Please be our guest today after the service for our coffee hour here in the sanctuary. After our closing words and sung benediction, we ask that you get your coffee and refreshments and return for our second hour discussion. Any announcement?
Well, I have one. I'm Jim Newton, the treasurer here, and we are up to just barely shy of $70,000 on our Canvas drive so far. So if you haven't been canvassed yet, be on the lookout for someone on the Canvas committee.
What percentage of our goal is that?
About half.
Oh, wait, so we're...
Yeah.
Hi, Patience Melius. We're selling bulbs and different vegetable and hanging plants to benefit my ballet group's spring show, Garden in the Park at Monkey Park. So I'll have this available the next 2 coffee hours.
Hey, I'm Billy. I've got 2 things. One is this afternoon is the Rising Gardens over at the Montessori School. So you can go out there for vendors, music, and produce. Yes, on Drake Avenue. From 1 to 5, something like that. Not sure. Anyway, and then second, this coming Friday is Transgender Day of Remembrance. There's a demonstration happening in Montgomery from 1 to 3 p.m. I'm making an effort to go and would be happy to bring anyone else along who'd like to come. Thanks.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Is this on? It's on. So not realizing this, not realizing that we were having a second hour.
We're not.
Oh, okay. Good, because the canvassers and canvassees may go. Can you hear?
No,
the mic just
The mic just died.
What?
The mic just died.
You want to get up there?
Oh, it's okay. Oh,
no, jump up there.
okay.
Careful.
Okay, such a simple announcement. I just wanted to remind people that the Bush Center will be open at 11, I would say, from 11 to 1, for anyone who wants to have a canvassing meeting there. There will be some snacks, so that should lure you over. Okay. So even if you haven't made an appointment with your canvassee, if you see someone around. And also, does anyone have the list of canvassers and canvassees if a canvassee wonders?
I have one accessible.
Okay, that would be great. So you could ask Jim, or who said they have one accessible?
Carter.
Oh, Carter, thank you. So ask Carter. Thanks a lot. Or Billy.
Okay, she's not going up. You want to go? Okay, I'm loud enough, I think, but I would be remiss in not thanking those who were here last week for Katie Martin's sound bath. We are an incredible group of people. We are that. We filled the sanctuary with loving, wonderful yoga and sound. And Katie Martin, who was the musician there, was really taken aback by the love that you showed her. And she responded so that she is coming back again. So she volunteered that. She dragged her bowls. But I just want to remind you of how wonderful you are, all of you. And so hopefully you'll all show up on Tuesdays at 5:30 for yoga. Thank you.
Sorry, I used the wrong source to read about the second hour. So there is no second hour, but I guess there would be coffee.
There was an email from Jessica that the community market today was canceled due to weather. Oh. And they said they are produce available for pickup and delivery within Auburn of Life area.
Do I repeat it? Okay.
Do we need to repeat it, or?
No.
Please join me in extinguishing our chalice. You will find the words by Elizabeth Sellers Jones in your order of service. We extinguish, but not the light of the truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
We're going to do an activity after I read the closing words. But first, I'd like you to stand up if you can and able, and we're going to form a circle around the edges of the room. You want to be a large circle, but close enough to be able to hold your neighbor's hand. We need to back up a little bit more, or make it a little bigger. And I'll jump in beside Jim and Chris right here after I read the closing word. So the activity is, You can let go hands if you want to right now, or you can hold it either way. But after the closing words, we'll hold hands, and then we're going to pass a squeeze around the circle this way.
Which
way?
Clockwise.
And what I'm going to do, the squeeze is going to represent love and community. So I will start the squeeze with my left hand passing it. So I'll squeeze my neighbor's hand. They'll receive love and community from me, and then pass it on to the next person beside them with their left hand. So you receive love and justice with your right hand, pass it on with your left hand. So the closing words are by J.E. Abernathy Jr. May we affirm the love is our greatest purpose. Accepting one another is the truest form of faithful living. The search for truth is our constant star. May we pledge our hearts, minds, and hands to challenge injustice with courage, to find hope in times of fear, and to live out our Unitarian Universalist values every day in a beloved community. And thus, may we covenant with each other and with all that is sacred to life. Hold hands.
Always watch their heads. That's rough. Yeah.
Now, our song benediction. Please join us for our song benediction.
Go forth into the world in peace, in peace. Be of good courage, hold fast that which is good. Go forth into the world in peace, in peace. Love all people, rejoicing in the power of the Spirit. Go in peace.
Join us for coffee hour.